Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is for Donald John Trump's Mr. Dump. His November 30th, which is a full moon, right in his 10th house of career, reputation, public. But this reading will go from that Saturday, I think it's Saturday, November 30th, to December the 2nd. Okay, so the forces in motion, what's really going on in his life, his challenges, what he's doing, whether or not he'll be successful, and his future. And I'm using the Radiant Rider Waite, and then also the Maybe Lenormand, this little deck here. And I'll go ahead and draw those cards too. So I'm going to draw two for each position. Okay, so the forces in motion. His challenges, what he's doing, what he's actually doing. Don't really care what he's planning because he doesn't often make good plans. Okay, whether or not he'll be successful. And his future. Okay. There we go up there. Let's see if I can remove my remote out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and lay them out. We'll see what we have. So we have the Eight of Pentacles as far as the forces in motion and what he's really doing. I hope it's the forces in motion are that he'll be making license plates someday. I wish I could remember who added that to the comment section. That was just genius. If it was you, please comment again and say it was me. Please take credit, because I certainly can't. Okay, so what he's doing, we have the, well, of course, just lying. It's a Page of Swords. Whether he'll be successful or not with the Two of Wands, don't think so. And his future is the Seven of Pentacles. So he'll definitely be reassessing and reevaluating where he's been, what he's doing. So let's lay the Lenormand. So the forces in motion were these two cards in this order. And his challenges were these two in this order. What he's doing, of course. Successful or not? Nope. And future. Oh, I actually have more room over here. Okay. Good, good, good. Because I need it. I keep forgetting I raised the camera up to do all the tarot card meaning videos. Although I'm still not done. I need to do a few more. Or a couple more, and then I'll do all the reversals, which that'll be fun. Okay, so just to keep these a little separate, so I'm hoping you can tell the positions. Again, this one is these three cards are for the forces in motion. So when we have, oh wait, I need my two chopsticks. Sacred chopstick, I don't know which one's which because, man, I mixed them up now, but there we have a sacred chopstick from Carol Garland, and you can check out that poem in the community section. And then Gregorio did another poem, and it's just genius. They're both, I love those poems. He called it the cherished chopstick, but they were separated, so I decided to bring them together. I won't be like using them at once, all at once, but I'll at least have the other one close by. It's the best I can do. Unless I do one in each hand, but that might be kind of weird. Okay, so with the Eight of Pentacles, so the force is in motion. He's working it. He's trying to make some adjustments. This is you can see my little scribbly up here. It's the Sun in Virgo. He's trying to make an adjustment. He's trying to assimilate this, loss that he's had in the past. This is all about his reputation, though. It normally would be a successful card, but because I'm hearing the word reputation, and we see this going on over here. Oh, I know why I'm hearing the word reputation. It's because we have to remember that the full moon on the 30th is at 8 degrees Gemini, and that's up in his 10th house. No matter which, birth time you use. If you use it earlier, like 1011, like Alfie Lavoie uses, or if you go with the 1054 that's on his birth chart, or I'm sorry, birth certificate, which we don't know if it's been fudged. Either way, it's in his 10th house of reputation and career. So he's working on a new career is what he's doing. And he's working on a new reputation. But with the cat card here, and something shocking, the cat card, besides being like a card of, flattery and non-committal, because most cats, unless you have a cat that's kind of like a dog, which, they're out there, they're usually pretty independent. But you know how they'll go all over the house, and especially when they're kittens, and they'll tear up, tear down a whole entire roll of toilet paper, or attack a box of Kleenex and it'll never be the same. Or if you're trying to print something out, they'll get up on the printer and, they can swing from the chandeliers and the drapes, and they do all kinds of distracting things. So I believe the force is in motion. What's really going on in his life is he's working on his new reputation, but he's distracting from the shock and trauma that's come through his life very suddenly. And because nothing that he has done has worked. I think there were 36 lawsuits that were thrown out, and now even his own judges that he appointed in... was it in Pennsylvania? I don't know. There's like 3 of them. I forget the details because there's so much that's gone on. But they've turned, these judges that he appointed have turned on him. So that has to be very shocking to his system. Okay, so then moving forward with his challenges, well, his challenges with the Empress is to create something new. And he has quite a battle going on in order to recover. But I think his battle has been a big surprise to him. I don't think he thought that he had to work this hard. I think he thought he had it all in the bag. And I think that the reason, just one of the reasons, not the entire reason that he, make sure those little glyphs are in there. If you can see, it's the Empress is ruled by Venus, and which of course Venus rules Taurus and Libra. But so anyway, so back to what I think has really happened as far as like the shock that's happened in the battle for him to like recover himself. I think that he has paid people off, or he has tried to pay people off and bribe them, because that's his MO in the past. Or, offer them gifts and favors and perks. And now it might come back to haunt him. That might be revealed suddenly. And because we have to remember, this row down here is the most important. It's more important. It kind of tells the story of what's above. So I think this can mean a couple, 3 things, and that is, 1, he's been in a battle to create a new reality for himself and to get the abundance he wants going again. And he has done that in the past by bribes and offers and gifts. And so he's trying to, recover from this battle that he's been in. And then on another level, I think this has to do with his lies that he's told in the past about, because what he's been doing, this whole spin about, stopping the counts, God, the abuse that they put, that he, the abuse that he did on the poll workers, when they were tallying up the votes. I mean, the whole Republican Party is guilty for colluding with him, or maybe not the whole Republican Party, I shouldn't say that, but a good amount of it allowed his cronies to go in there, and like with these poll watchers, and they were pretty, they were outright, borderline, I would say, abusive to the people that were working there and counting all the votes and trying to make sure they counted every vote. And they were trying to get, his people were trying to get him thrown out, and nothing worked. That didn't work, so that had to have been shocking for him. And it was a distraction. And this could be like all the counts of the votes. That's very possible, but it didn't work, and it won't work. And now here we are, where every state is done, and they will be certifying, coming up soon. And on December 14th, all the electors will be voting, and it's not going to go his way. But what he was doing throughout this entire period was saying rigged election, stealing the votes, he won, and there was all this corruption. Well, the truth is that I'm sure that because of his daughter having patents on voting machines from China that happened, she did that a couple of years ago, I'm sure that he's privy to all kinds of ways of cheating, and I'm sure it's just another one of those projections that he puts out into the world. Like, remember the debate with Biden where he said, oh yeah, well, Biden, he'll get himself pumped up with some shots, some vitamins or something. He'll get a couple shots and he'll be good for a couple hours on stage. He was really talking about himself. So maybe he has B12 shots, or maybe he uses Adderall before he goes out on stage. Maybe he uses Adderall every day. Maybe he uses cocaine a few times a week. Maybe he uses sleeping pills at night. All these things that he's been doing all his life. It's a wonder that he's still alive to me, but I think he's one of those guys with a really strong constitution. So, which, a lot of like will types are like that. But when they fall hard. So I think all of this was this battle to recover himself and get the votes counted the way he wanted, and all this distraction, and now it's, the shock has come in that it's not going to go his way. It hasn't gone his way. That there actually was a big blue wave. It was so big that it even outnumbered the cheating that did go on in the swing states, because I believe that is what happened. I believe that there was some cheating going on. There were some machines that did something tricky. And I also believe that I think we could prove it by doing some research online, that there were hundreds of thousands of votes that never got delivered and counted. And those could have been Biden's. So the fact that Biden won by a huge, huge, huge margin, a much bigger margin than Trump won over Hillary in all those swing states, we could say that really is an accomplishment. So, moving forward into what he's doing, well, with the Page of Swords, he's just lying. He's lying, and he's golfing probably. I think it was one of my viewers, subscribers, and I think she subscribes to our dear friend over at Swansea Slice of Tarot, but her title, she goes by Great. It's like Grr, and then I think H, 8, and then T. Great. But anyway, she tagged this card as golfing, and it looks like it perfectly. So I think that that's probably what he's doing this weekend. And I think that it's very possible it might be something that he does for the next, 50 days plus until he's gone, because he certainly doesn't give a rat's patootie or behind or whatever to work. The only work he wants to do is to create problems for Joe Biden. And he's still got it out for Obama. Biden's part of like Obama's team so much to him, so there's that. But anyway, so yeah, he's probably golfing and lying. And I'm not sure if this, hold on, let me tune in, because there's several different meanings that this card could be. I think it's what seems like the dangerous roar. The dangerous roar, the dangerous pride, the overblown ego that turns out to just be really dangerous for himself. Could also be something really sudden that just cuts through to his ego when he's golfing. I mean, it's been known many, many times that he cheats when he golfs. He has been known to be a cheater. So I don't know if something like that comes up. But there could be that what he's doing causes like some kind of like slicing through his overblown ego. Because, and the reason I say one of the other reasons besides just kind of what I heard in my head, when we get to whether or not he's successful, well, you can see it's Mars and Aries, so that's like, wanting to be independent, wanting to do something new, some new adventure even, and that would be more about, like the upright position. But this is not a successful card when it's reversed. It's, plans that don't work out. Even travel plans can go off. And then especially because we have the clouds card here, the light side influences this card and the dark side influences this card. This is the votes. These are the votes. Also documents, possibly. But anyway, he's not having success around the vote. Not at all. And, here we have another set of pentacles here. So his future has him, like I said before, like reevaluating, reassessing, his investments and, wondering, shoot, did these goals work out? Did these goals for money with the pig card is just all about his prosperity. And then coupled with the snake, it's like, nope, it's a betrayal. There's a betrayal. So he's still going to be working on trying to get what he wants. Saturn and Taurus. He's trying to get the money, working hard for the money, but he's going to have a betrayal. People are they're going to be cutting him off. Interesting. So now I'm wondering, well, let's see. Well, I can figure that out. Yeah. Let me make some room. I'm trying to figure out which deck is the best. Actually, you know what? I think it is this little deck, and let me just pull these cards out and bear with me while I reshuffle. I can do it pretty quick. Okay. Give me a minute here, because now I am wondering who, and it's going to be more than one, but I want to know who's cutting him off. And then maybe next let's see where this goes. Okay, hold on. Who is betraying him financially? Because his future shows no success in his investments, and or his investments are at a risk of betrayal. So, or it could just be, with that snake card, it could have just been complications, detours. It's usually a lot about betrayal, but it could be just complications around funds in the future. So let's see what's really going on about that. Let's look at his financial future. Bear with me here. Okay, so banks and institutions are blocking him. Oh, good. Here, I have plenty of room. Yeah, my camera's up a little too high, so I'll let you know. Well, I hope you can see the numbers, but I'll let you know. Okay, so we have the number 19, which is the Tower card. In the Lenormand, it's completely different than the tarot. The meaning has to do with institutions, banks. This could even be like a Trump Tower. It can be just any large building, but if, in the context, because you always have to read the context of the question, financially, the way it's going to go for him in the future is banks and government institutions are going to be blocking him, and it's going to be revealed and quite stressful to him about his nefarious ways, and that also involve his children, even though they're grown adults. Or blocking a new... Nah, that doesn't work, because blocking a new start that was kind of cloudy from the get-go, maybe. But this can be insurmountable, especially when we have a stressful card underneath it and the fox. This can be legal lawsuits. Lawsuits have revealed... Oh, yeah. Okay, remember when Eric pleaded the fifth? For that, I think it was around some charity, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was around a charity foundation that he was in charge of. I think each one of the kids have their own like charity, and Eric finally got nailed. But so anyway, he pleaded the fifth. He wouldn't speak out about it. And he blocked that deposition, and that did cause a lot of stress for him, but now maybe he's going to have to talk about it. And that's going to create some change. But then there's this could have to do with COVID. This is the family and the family health. I don't know how Don Jr.'s doing since he got COVID. I don't know if you guys want me to read on that. Or did I? I don't remember if I did or not. I don't think I did. I think I was going to, and then I got busy doing other things. But anyway. So the changes are not going to be good for him. There's not going to be a good way forward for him. And it's because of all the COVID deaths that keep climbing every day. We're above 265, 66, something like that. 1,000 people that have died already. But Donald Trump's financial future, there's nothing successful here. This would be a successful card, and if we had like the house card or the fish or the bear, if we had some other, strong cards, this does show he will have, he'll still have his loyal followers that will, like go to the ends of the earth or to the deathbed with him, or go, get sick and have COVID because they were, too, they were just not right. Something not right with them. But as far as financial future and success, I don't see it here with him. I see illness within the family, so maybe someone else gets sick besides Don Jr. Maybe Don Jr. winds up with a heart problem, or there was an underlying issue he didn't know about and now he does. There's something, the revealing of some type of family heart issue there. Who knows? Maybe there's a genetic issue that's going on. I don't know about that. That's possible. But he's trying to just get away from, he's trying to become like independent away from this whole coronavirus thing, and he's got a big part in it. He and Mike Pence and Jared. Jared's a part of this family, as well. This is like the family tree. Yeah. And my friend Lisette from Canada, hi Lisette, she reminded me once that, remember the tree has all the branches, and there's so many branches in the Trump family, because it truly is a Trump crime family. So we have to think of, Jared and his father that's out of prison now, and we have to think of, like all these arms of, sucky people that just suck off of society. But anyway, his financial future does not look good, and that's what all these cards are about. Definitely, he's blocked from bank loans. He might get those small little donations that come from his nefarious followers and his friends and his followers that are just like wrong to follow him, but they still will. And this could be part of maybe the funds from his campaign. Maybe there'll be some way that his funds are blocked so that he doesn't take them directly. From all those campaign contributions that he's been sucking in. Because of course the whole family tried to get everybody to donate to him so that they could just get more money. And he did it under the guise of needing to pay for the legal defense team to fight against Biden winning. And that didn't work. So there's, that's what that snake card and the abundance card was about in his future position earlier. Yeah, I honestly think like these cards here are more about, well, actually these are more about the financial picture going forward. Like he'll still have his loyal followers. He'll have Rudy in his hair gel or hair dye or whatever, and wiping his face with his own snot rag. Oh my God. He'll always have Rudy, red-haired Rudy that'll just do whatever he wants. And I wonder how that's going to go down with Lev Parnas and, Igor Fruman, you know, there's still all that's waiting in the wings. There are so many lawsuits waiting. But anyway, I think all this is about his finances, and then there's this other little piece over here about don't forget about COVID and his family that's sick, and you know, he's trying to get away with that. And I think there's some heart problem there. There's a karmic heart problem within his family where they just don't care about anybody else but themselves and their money. They think that they're above everyone else. Like they really think that their name Trump really means something. And they're forgetting that, you know, it actually was Drumpf. And they need to get over themselves because they're not all that. And I think that when a soul has abused this many people for this length of time, I think they need to suffer some type of public humiliation in order to, you know, have their come to Jesus moment. They need to be on their knees and figuring out what did I do? You know, why did I do this? But I don't know if they'll ever do that, you know. It would take each one individually doing their own work and extricating themselves from each other. And I don't see them doing that. I see Don Jr. and Ivanka having a tremendous sibling rivalry, and I see Donald, the dad, as, you know, pitting them against each other. And that's the family illness there. That's this illness that they have going on. And that's very sad. But that's the Drumps. Or Drumps, I can't even say it right. It's a twisted name. So, yeah, so full moon's coming for you, Donnie, and I hope you get your lesson at some point. Because he sure doesn't dive into his heart, and he doesn't come from a heart-centered place. And he's not going to be able to fly the coop. He's not going to be able to get away. He's going to have the Secret Service on him for loyal detail, Secret Service on him for the rest of his days. He cannot get away. He can try, but he won't. He won't be able to get away. If he does get away, he'll be taken. They'll find him. I mean, if he does get on a plane and manage to get, you know, get out of Dodge for a little while, they'll find him. Remember, they found Osama bin Laden. They can find anyone. Especially when they've had security detail on him for years. So there's that. And with that, I am done. I don't know what else to say. I welcome your comments as long as they're nice and they're nice to each other. And if you're going to be a Trump troll, I'm just going to remove your comments, so don't bother. But you've probably not made it this long to the end of the video anyway. So, okay, you guys, take good care. Love you. Bye.